The Navajo Nation Special Diabetes Program presents another recipe.
Hi, I'm from the Special Diabetes Program, and today we're going to make dahiskin, which is frozen blue corn mush. And I used to eat these as a treat when I was a little girl. We will need 1 cup of boiling water. So the water is boiling over here, really hot. Put it in the pan and put it here on the stove. Let it boil. Here I have 1/4 of a cup of cool water to mix the 2 teaspoons of Juniper Ash. I have sifted the Juniper Ash and took out all the debris. The debris are here. Excuse me. So we're gonna mix this in to the cool water. Mix it well. As you can see, there's still some debris in there, but that will give it flavor. So the Juniper Ash has calcium in it. 1 teaspoon equals to about 1 cup of milk of calcium. So it is nutrient. So I'm going to add this into the hot boiling water. And we'll let it boil. And also what it does is it brings out the blue color in the blue corn mush. Okay, we'll let that boil. Here is 1/4 of a cup of blue cornmeal. It's not blue because it has been roasted. It's kind of like grayish color. So we're gonna add this into the boiling water. We'll take a little bit at a time to make sure that it is. If you don't have a stirring stick, you can use a wooden spoon or a silicone whisk. You want to take all the lumps out. The heat is at about a medium high, and we'll just let this cook for a few minutes. If it's too watery, you can add more blue corn to it. If it's too much, you might want to add a little bit of hot boiling water to it. So it shouldn't be too watery or too mushy. There's different ways that people make their mush. Some makes it with cool water on the side. Some just put it in the way I did, and it's how you learn that, how you make it. Let it cook for about 10 to 15 minutes. It will start bubbling. I remember my grandma making this on an open fire, and she would help us do the chores. She would ask, when in the winter time, she watched the moon, and she would say, it's going to be freezing tonight, so we're going to make some dahiskin. She would ask my brothers to get woods ready, and towards evening she would start making the mush and she would make a big batch, and she would put them out. When she was cooking it, when she's done, then she would just take these stir stick and clean them off one by one. And then the first one she took off, she would give it to the fire and say, "Thank you for feeding us every day." And then she would take each one of them off and eat it, and she would be praying at the same time. And then when she's all done, then she would take the stick, and then she would go in circles like this, clockwise, and start praying and saying, "Thank you for the rain." May I always have harvest. And she would say, "Bless me with good health. Bless me with female rain. Bless me with male rain. Bless me with moisture." Then she would eat the mush that are still on there, and then she would ask us to eat some of it before she put it out. And that's how she made the dahiskin in the wintertime. She put them in shallow pans, and really probably about that thick, about an inch thick, and then she would put them outside on an awning or ramada or something like that, and she would put them up high so the animals like dogs and whatever would not get to it. And then she would put the blue mush would be in here, and then she would put a piece of charcoal in there from the fire that she used to make the mush. She would put it on top, and she said that is to keep the evil spirit away, the evil way of thinking, and also whatever that goes around at night, that the bad illnesses or whatever, that would not be there in the morning when we eat it. So then she would wake us up about 4 or 5 in the morning, early in the morning, and she would bring them in and build a fire, and she'd say, eat your breakfast, eat your ice cream. She would call it ice cream, and we would get up and wash up and do our run, and then come back and we would eat. She would put them in small slices, and then she would serve that to us in the morning. That was our breakfast and our snack. See how the blue is in the corn now, and how it was just grayish color here. That's what the juniper ash does. You have to prepare the juniper ash ahead of time to make this, and always keep juniper ash on hand. You don't know when you need it. You still need to work your body to stay healthy. You still need to exercise, physically active. Being physically active is very important, and taking care of your body. We need to be very sincere about our health. There are a lot of health complications. There's diabetes. That is what we are trying to prevent. I'm going to turn this off and let it set, because I believe it is ready, and it is consistent. We're going to let it cool off, and then we're going to put them in ice trays. Nejona. Remember to think healthy when you're cooking. Think positive. Think about your family. I'm going to put this in the bowl so it can cool faster because the pot is hot. So I'm scraping out as much mush as I can out of the pot. We're going to put this into the ice tray. You can probably put sticks in here, but our traditional teaching is that you don't poke food with sharp objects. So I'm just going to leave it like this. I'm not going to put anything into it. Popsicle sticks if you want. Because it's going to be hard to take out when it's frozen. All we used was blue corn, juniper ash, and water. Those are the only ingredients. There is a lot of recipe for blue corn, but you always have to use juniper ash with it to bring out the color and to add the calcium. So now this is ready to be put in the freezer. It takes about 4 to 6 hours to freeze. Here we have the frozen blue corn mush. It was easy to make. It's just the freezing part that took the longest. And if you want more recipes, contact Special Diabetes Program. Thank you for joining us.